My name is Naomi. I walked into the coffee shop just to warm up my hands, nothing more. The air outside was sharp and cold, but inside everything softened instantly. Cinnamon in the air, quiet music, the low hum of conversations blending into a warm blur. It felt like stepping into someone's heartbeat. I chose a small table by the window, the glass fogged from the heat inside. Snowflakes drifted down lazily outside, melting as soon as they touched the glass. I wrapped my fingers around my cup, letting the warmth settle into my palms, and maybe a little deeper. That's when I noticed her. She sat 2 tables away, a brunette with soft waves falling over her shoulders, a scarf wrapped loosely around her neck. She had a book open, but she wasn't reading. Instead, she kept looking out the window, as if the snow was telling her something only she could hear. Then she glanced at me. Our eyes met. One heartbeat, maybe two, and something inside me shifted so quietly I almost missed it. She gave me a small smile, the kind that carries a question. I returned it before I even realized I had. A few moments later, she turned toward me and spoke, her voice warm, unhurried. "Do you come here often?" I laughed softly. "Sometimes, when I want to disappear for a bit." She tilted her head. "Yeah, this place feels like a pause button." She said it like she'd been waiting to say it to someone who would understand. We exchanged a few short lines, simple, casual, yet every word felt like an invisible thread pulling us a little closer. The space between our tables suddenly felt too wide. Then the barista brought her a fresh cup of tea. She thanked him, then gently pushed her chair an inch toward me. "If you want," she said, "you can come sit here. It's warmer together." The sentence was soft, but it landed deep. I hesitated for a breath, not out of fear, but because the moment felt bigger than it looked. Then I stood up, picked up my cup, and walked to her table. When I sat down, she smiled with her eyes first, then her lips. And as the snow fell outside and the warmth settled around us, I felt it. The beginning of something I hadn't expected to find tonight. We didn't rush into talking. For a while, we just shared the same quiet, the quiet that wasn't empty, but warm, stretched gently between us like a soft blanket. Her scarf brushed my shoulder every time she shifted, and each brush felt like a whisper. She finally broke the silence. "I'm glad you moved." "Me too," I said, surprising myself with how true it felt. She wrapped both hands around her cup, letting the steam rise between us. "I always sit alone when I come here," she admitted, "but tonight it felt different." "Different how?" I asked. She looked at me, really looked, like I didn't want to be alone. The honesty in her voice hit me softly but directly, like warm water after a long, cold walk. I felt myself leaning just slightly closer, drawn without thinking. Outside, the snow thickened, turning the world into a quiet blur. Inside, the small lamp above our table cast a golden glow over her face, warming her eyes until they looked like melted chocolate. "What's your name?" I asked. "Arden." It suited her, soft, uncommon, a little mysterious. "I'm Naomi," I said. "Naomi," she repeated, like she was testing how my name felt in her mouth. Then she smiled. "Nice to finally meet you." Finally, as if this moment was inevitable. The shop slowly emptied. Chairs scraped, conversations faded, but neither of us moved. Arden rested her elbow on the table, her chin on her hand, studying me with a calm curiosity that made my heartbeat stumble in the best way. "Funny," she said. "I came here to think about my life, and now all I can think about is this moment." I swallowed. "Same." Her knee brushed mine under the table, soft, accidental, but neither of us pulled away. The electricity wasn't shocking. It was warm, like a tiny spark catching on something that had been waiting to burn gently. Arden's voice lowered, almost as if she was afraid the moment might break if she spoke too loud. Do you ever meet someone and feel like you were supposed to? I didn't answer right away. I just looked at her, at the snow behind her, the glow on her cheeks, the softness in her eyes, and I felt something settle into place inside me. Yes, I whispered. Right now. Her breath caught, not loudly, but enough for me to hear it. We didn't lean in, we didn't touch, we didn't need to. The warmth between us was enough, the kind of warmth that doesn't fade when the night ends. And as the barista turned the lights lower for closing time, Arden glanced at me with a quiet, hopeful smile. Do you want to walk home together? I nodded, because whatever this was, it was only beginning.